I'm Derrick, and this is Intro to Basic Drill and Marching, AYMT Basic Staff Training, PFAD 005. For those that don't know me, this might help a little bit. I'm Derrick. I'm the conference drill instructor, and I'm from Cleveland, Tennessee. A little bit about me. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force. I was in the Air Force for 6.5 years. I was in Army ROTC in high school, so I was in the military basically situation for about 7.5 years, closer to 9, I guess. I was a drill instructor in the United States Air Force. I was kind of mean back then. I was a Pathfinder director. I started being a Pathfinder counselor in 1980. That's when I came around. I got kicked out of the Air Force. In April of 1979, I became a baptized Seventh-day Adventist, and in August of that year, I was kicked out. I was kicked out for unable to adapt to military life, and I had already been a military-type person for 9.5 years. Already re-enlisted once, and they said because I refused to take an order from a colonel to work on Sabbath, that I was unable to adapt. Well, I felt that they were unable to adapt, so I went ahead and took the discharge. Had to fight for an honorable discharge, and luckily I got that. With God's help, I got that. So I got an honorable discharge from the United States Air Force. Became a Pathfinder counselor in 1980. That's an odd story in itself, so what you're getting is a little bit of my testimony, so bear with me. When I came to Cleveland, Tennessee, Bowman Hills Seventh-day Adventist Church. My wife was an Adventist when we married. I knew her for 2 weeks when we got married. She didn't know me. I didn't know her. She didn't know my age. We moved to Montana and started learning who each other was. She was an Adventist. I told her I'd never go into that weird church because I heard you go in on Saturday. And so I immediately started trying to prove her wrong. Ended up proving myself wrong and became a Seventh-day Adventist. Went home after being discharged from the United States Air Force with a wife, 2 kids, and no place to live. Went home, stayed in my mom and dad's basement for a little while. Went to my first church service in Cleveland. I'd been going to church for a while now as an Adventist with my wife. And when I got there, knew nothing about Pathfinders, and it was Pathfinder Sabbath. Very first church service I went to at my home was Pathfinder Sabbath. Sat there, didn't know what Pathfinders were. I didn't know it was Pathfinder Sabbath. I was a Boy Scout as a kid, and when they started walking in the door, I saw a Boy Scout troop coming in until I saw the girls. In the late 70s, mid-70s to late 70s, it was the women's liberation movement, and women were trying to get into everything. And I knew girls were trying to get into Boy Scouts, and here they were. I don't remember that program one iota. I could not tell you anything about it. I was planning my attack on the director. Met him out in the hallway after church, and I immediately asked him what he thought he was doing by bringing girls into the Boy Scouts. And he told me and explained to me all about it. I said, really? And he said, yes. And I said, well, I want to do that. Can I be part of it? And he said, no. I said, really? I want to be part of this. I was in the Air Force. You were in the Air Force. Hey, we're comrades here. I want to be part of it. No. You come see me in August and we'll talk about it. This was November. I was angry. I wanted to be part of this thing. Well, in August, I started being a Pathfinder person, and I was a junior counselor, became a teen counselor. Then I became the director in 1987. I was the director for 7 years, left the church, retired from the church Pathfinder program 3 times. Retired, came back the next year as the director because I couldn't find one, said I'd never do it again. And I retired the second time, and then a few years later, it was Oshkosh time. The kids weren't going to get to go because they didn't have a director, and I did it 1 more year. I haven't done it since, but okay. So I was the director a few times. I've been on the Pathfinder Executive Council since 1994. For those that are not sure what the Pathfinder Executive Council is, that's the group that plans all the programs for the conference, for the Pathfinder program. I'm the conference drill instructor, and I also wrote the conference drill manual, the Pathfinder drill manual for the conference. I also updated the Pathfinder drill honor several years ago. I rewrote it for the NAD. So just to let you know, that should say 36 years, not 34. It's the last time I taught this. But I've been in it 36 years. This is my 37th year as a Pathfinder leader. Here's the things we're going to talk about. Okay, this is the objectives that I hope you get out of this. First thing we're going to do is talk about club opening exercises. We're going to talk about why we teach drill and marching. We're going to talk about the philosophy of drill. We're going to talk about drill commands, stationary drill, marching, and what the difference is. We're going to talk about flag etiquette. Okay? Now, first thing we're going to talk about is opening ceremonies. Before I change the slide, I want to talk to you. How many here actually do opening ceremonies at your club? Show of hands. You actually do an opening ceremony. Okay? Okay. You stand up in front of the kids, you say the pledge and the law and the pledge of allegiance and blah, blah, blah. That's the opening ceremony. Okay? Yeah, oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what it's called, the opening ceremonies. Okay? It's kind of funny, you guys. Ding, ding, got the little light bulb. Yeah, I saw that. All right, so that's opening ceremonies. Now, a lot of people do it different. I was talking to the TLTs earlier this morning, asked them about how they did opening ceremonies. A lot of them were doing it basically the same thing. Okay? There is no right and wrong way. There is no set, this is how you do it. If you do it wrong, other than that, it's wrong. I will be the first one to tell you there's not a right and a wrong way. Others might tell you differently, but, okay, here's what I have to say. As long as you do opening ceremonies, make sure you do an opening ceremony. It's important because the kids learn how to say the pledge and the law. They know what it is. They do the pledge to the flag, if that's what you do in your club. I suggest you do. You should have flags at opening ceremonies. Even if you do it in a gym, you should have flags set up. I mean, it's kind of hard to do the pledge to the flag if you don't have one. Okay? So if you don't have one, try to get some set up. If you don't have the pledge and the law banners, they're not that expensive. You can probably come up with them pretty cheap. I know Advent Source has them that's been screen printed. That's cheaper than the big fancy ones that have been embroidered. So, that way the kids can actually see the pledge and the law while they're saying it. Now, some people say, Mr. Ron, how are you supposed to salute? Are you supposed to salute? Well, I don't know. There's no official thing that says you must do it this way. But I'm going to tell you Ron's way, okay? And that's all I can tell you is Ron's way, the way I did it. When we did the pledge to the flag, we saluted. Not the hand over the heart. We saluted. Now here's why. It's a training opportunity. Okay? I always taught my kids that if you're outside or you're in civilian uniform, you're in just plain clothes, you put your hand over your heart. But here, during the club meetings, we're going to salute so you can practice. That's what it was for. I made sure they knew the right and the wrong, but during club meeting, we're going to salute by doing the actual salute, not the hand over the heart. When we did the pledge and the law, we put our hand over the heart for the pledge and our hand up for the law. Does that sound familiar to something? Yeah. Raise your right hand, I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, that kind of thing. That's kind of where I come from on that one. We pledge, Pathfinder pledge, Pathfinder law, okay? And the American flag. It's just the way I did it, okay? It's just so that the kids get used to doing it a certain way. Now, I go to other clubs. I go to a lot of clubs. And when I walk into your club, how you do it is how I'm going to do it. If I come to your club during Pathfinder Sabbath, however you do it is how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it different because I don't want the kid to go, oh, look at Mr. Ron. Because I see this. And I don't want to confuse the kids. So I'm not going to do that. However you do it, it's how you do it. Okay? However, when we get to drill and marching, you do it my way. Okay? Now here's the reason I say my way. The conference has adopted the drill manual that I wrote to be the official drill manual of Georgia-Cumberland Conference. The drill manual I wrote is no different from the NAD drill manual. The only difference is it's got more to it. It tells you how to do the stuff instead of just saying this is what you do. It's more of a teaching aid for the drill instructor. Okay? When I was handed the little pamphlet, and that's what I call it, a pamphlet, when I came out of the Air Force, they said, teach drill with this. I laughed because I used to have a drill manual this thick and 8 by 10. Okay? And I knew what I was teaching, but I got to thinking, how can I hand this to somebody that's never taught drill and expect them to teach drill? And then I got to noticing that when we did drill downs, do you know what drill downs are? Who does not know what a drill down is? A drill down is Simon Says with drill. Okay? That's what it is. And we use it as a training tool, as a game. Not just drill, we use it as a game to help them learn. Okay? They asked me when I first came in to do drill downs. Back when I came in, there were 600 in the conference, Pathfinders. There's over 3,000 now. Okay? But they said, Ron, since you were in the military, you do drill downs. And I would do the drill down, and little Sally would do it wrong, and I said, you're out. Johnny would do it wrong. I said, you're out of here. Okay? And they would cry. Even the boys, the teens. But Mr. Ron, that's not fair. My instructor taught me like this. And I got to thinking, that's probably true. But they're teaching one way, 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 because all over the NAD, it's being taught different. There's people being taught how they did it in the islands. Okay? There's people being taught how they did it in Mexico, how they did it in Spain, how they did it in California, okay, which is another country, in my opinion. But that's just my southern talking. Edit that, please. But, everybody taught different, and I couldn't blame the kids for that. So I sit down in 1990 and started writing the drill manual because I said, I want everybody to teach it the same. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I wished everybody did. So finally, the conference agreed that this should be the drill manual so everybody would teach the same. Okay, makes sense? Because I didn't want the kids to suffer for what us adults did. And that's what was happening, okay? So that gave you a little bit of history of where I'm coming from and how club exercises go. Please have a opening ceremony. Now, this is my example of the way a club room or gym should be set up. Oh, by the way, you'll have handouts for this, so you don't have to draw it. If you'll notice, there's the podium or whatever you use, wherever the speaker is, your Pathfinder pledge and law. What side which one goes on which side, I don't know. Whichever one I hung up on the left, I hung up on the left. Okay, my wife would probably tell me different, but that's just the way I did it. The American flag and the Pathfinder flag. Now, where does the American flag go?
Yeah, right of the speaker, but your left if you're facing the speaker.
Okay, I'm going to tell you some stuff about etiquette later. That's the last thing we're going to cover, that you're going to go, okay? I want to answer that now, because I want you to wonder, all right? What is he talking about? Well, unfortunately, and I say that, unfortunately, I know the flag code. And it can be a little weird sometimes, and you need to know the flag code. So I'm going to share that with you. Now, if you'll notice, you got the captain, the scribes, and then the pathfinders, and each one of those is a unit, okay? They're in opening ceremonies. Usually lasts about 15 minutes. You got the pledge and the law, the Pathfinder song. How many do the Pathfinder song at your club? You'd be shocked at how many kids, Pathfinders, do not know the Pathfinder song. They don't know it. They've never heard it. I've had Pathfinders tell me, I've never heard that song before. Really? How long have you been in Pathfinders? 4 years. Okay? That's a knife right through here. All right? They don't know it. You should sing it. Sing the song. It means stuff, okay? Make sure they understand what it means. And then a little bit of worship, and then announcements. Now, I had a chaplain in my club. The reason being is my wife told me I always forgot about worship. It wasn't in my brain. I was thinking of fun, okay? We got to do this, and then fun, all right? And she would get on to me because I'd forget. She said, you need a chaplain. So I got a chaplain. I asked one of my people, I said, you're the chaplain now. You're in charge of all worships. I don't care who does it, just make sure it gets done. So I don't have to worry about it. So we had worship and then announcements. That's an opening ceremony. It doesn't take long, okay? Whether you're standing in the gym, calling them into attention, whether you're sitting in your Pathfinder room and you have chairs, it doesn't matter. Now, the way I did it is I wouldn't come in when the kids came in. I'm not standing there going, hi, Johnny. Hi, Sally. How are you? Oh, welcome. How's your family doing? How's your Uncle Bob? Is he still in? No, that wasn't me. I mean, I have a military background, so that wasn't me. I stood out I hid, okay? My staff were there to go, Johnny, how are you? That was my staff's job, not mine. That's just, okay, that's me. Don't judge. All right? But that was me. And when I walked in the room, somebody called the Pathfinders to attention. And we opened the program. Okay? That's my military background, and I'm sorry for it, but that was just the way I did it. That was way back in the 80s. Okay? So that's the way I did opening ceremonies. Please do an opening ceremony. It's just part of the program, and it gives the kids an important facet to the club. Plus, it has drill components in it. You're calling them to attention. You're going to put them at parade rest and prayer attention when it's time to pray. I mean, use those things. Last night, during the worship, I opened my mouth to call everybody to attention when she was about to have prayer. And I just wasn't fast enough because I was going to put you at parade rest and prayer attention. I just wasn't fast enough, okay? I try. Sometimes my mouth just doesn't work fast because first I have to think about it. All right, here's a question I have to ask you. Why do we do drill? And by the way, you have to talk in here. If you don't talk, I'm going to call on you. Okay, why do we do drill? Raise your hand. Develop self-control. Huh? Unit cohesion. Teamwork. Hand-eye coordination. Discipline. Learning your left from your right, that's important. Having fun. Now, have I said yet? No. Because there's really no wrong answer other than we're not doing drill to create soldiers. Okay? We're not looking for a militia. Soldiers of the cross, maybe, but not a militia. I can remember going to the Southern Union Camporee at Colaqua many, many years ago, 1988. First time we were at Colaqua. The local newspaper, the headline said, Adventist Church creating militia training. Okay? That was the local newspaper about Colaqua, Pathfinder Union Camporee. Okay, immediately they had to go and talk to the banner, the paper, and they retracted, and, they gave a big article and all that stuff. Okay, so we're not there to make soldiers. Soldiers of the cross, I will give you that, but not militia or soldiers. Do we do drill? Yep. Do we do things like the military? Yep. That's about the extent of it. Like the military. We're not the military. So, here's some things. Teamwork. These are just some I came up with. Physical conditioning. Okay? Set standards for the execution of a duty. Did you think about that one? There's a standard. This is the way I want you to do it. Okay? So that they know when I say this is the way I want to do it, I want you to do it that way. Build a sense of confidence. Install discipline and orderliness, not punishment. That's what I thought discipline was when I first came in, was punishment. I yelled at the kids. I was a military drill instructor. I screamed at the boys, the teenage boys, in their face. I got up in their face and made them cry, and I loved it. But I knew I wasn't supposed to do that now. Okay, I told them about their mama's shoes, the army boots that they wore, that kind of thing. I really got onto them. I learned later that I wasn't supposed to do that. Develop group spirit in the club. Brings the club together when you're doing the same thing. If you're doing it good and you're doing it right, you can look good and they can be proud of that. Being proud is not a sin, folks. Being prideful is. Being proud is not. Okay? Maintain control. When you lose control, what's the first thing you say? Huh? Say it louder. Pathfinders fall in. Pathfinders attention. Or shut up! Okay? I know, because I've done it. Okay? Move from point A to point B in an orderly fashion. Okay, is that all of them? No. That's just some that I threw up there. Because there's a lot of things that we do drill for, but there's one thing we don't do drill for, and that's to teach militia. We don't want to be soldiers. That's why you don't see Pathfinders in camo. It was discussed a long time ago. We shouldn't be wearing camo because we don't want to give out the wrong message. When we go overseas, we don't wear camo because that looks like the military. We don't want to confuse anybody. Okay? Let's talk about the philosophy of drill. The philosophy of drill. Have you ever thought about drill having a philosophy? That just sounds like a mouthful. Let's go to college and figure out what the philosophy of drill is. What do you think the philosophy would be? I don't know. Let's look what it says. When we teach drill, there is no attempt to make soldiers of Pathfinders. That's a philosophy. Number one, it's important. Write that down in your notes. That's important. There'll be a test at the end. What's the difference between military drill and Pathfinder drill? Do you know what the difference is? What's the difference? Do you know? There is a difference.
One puts a person down.
Huh?
One puts a person down. Pathfinder should be building them up.
Well, good answer, but that's not right. Drill doesn't really teach how to, I didn't never put people down by drill. I put people down because I was a drill instructor and that's what I was supposed to do. No rifles, we don't use those. Drill was made for war. But the only difference between Pathfinder drill and military drill is one command. Pay attention. It's the only difference. All the moves are the same. But Ron, we didn't learn that in the Navy. Ron, the Army didn't teach us like that. Marine Corps, no. We didn't do it like that. Oh, yes, you did. I've got all the manuals. All of them. I mean the big ones from every branch. Guess what? They're all the same. You just don't remember. Okay? Because most of the time, once you got out of basic, you really didn't do much drill. Some of you did, some of you didn't. Okay? Air Force, we didn't. It was like the country club of the military. Okay? That's why I joined it. Okay? My number was coming up for the draft, and I didn't want to be drafted, so I joined the Air Force. Is drill necessary? Is drill necessary for us? Why do we have to do that? Is it necessary? Well, here's what the NAD says is why it's necessary. I'll let you read that because I've got the handout. I'm not going to tell you all about it. Simple drill, really, are necessary for orderliness. And, it's necessary to do things, to get things accomplished, for the kids to listen to you. Okay? There's times that you need to do that. There's times if I want the Pathfinders to stop, I need them to stop. If you're hiking down a trail and I say, stop, I need you to stop. Okay? Because there might be a snake, or there may be a bear, or there may be a wild boar. There might be something, and I see it, and you don't, and I need you to stop when I say stop. Okay? It's necessary. It's building something between the club. Okay? So it is necessary. I'll let you look at that part later. Now, if you really want to know the philosophy of drill, that's the philosophy. That'll be in your notes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, okay? It talks about the steps and, yeah, all that stuff. It's in the front of the drill manual, too, that page. All right, so you can see all of that. I won't tell you all of that because you can read, and I don't want to be one of those instructors that say, now, class, the Pathfinder Club is interested in no, I'm not going to read that to you. I think you guys can read. Okay, if you can't, I'll sign it to you. Okay, but I think you can read. Now let's talk about drill commands. Okay, this is where we're getting into the meat of drill. Guess what? You're going to get to drill in a minute. Oh, Ron, we don't drill. We're staff. Yeah, you do. If you're in my club, you will. Okay. You should never ask any Pathfinder to do something you won't do yourself. If you won't do it, you don't need to be doing it. You need to go home. Do your crocheting. Build your woodwork, whatever you do. If you can't do what the Pathfinders do, don't come. But Ron, we need all of our staff. No. You don't need people that feel they're better than everybody else. And if you can't do drill because you don't know your left from your right, well, you got a problem. Okay? And here's why. When I went to the military boot camp, I had been in 3 years of Army ROTC. I knew drill because I was in charge of the color guard for ROTC in high school. I knew how to do stuff. I knew my left from my right until I got to boot camp. When I got into boot camp, my drill instructor said, right, hey! I went left. Right there in front of everybody. I already had one stripe because I'd been in ROTC. And he immediately saw it. You know what he did to me? He put a blue band on this arm and a pink ribbon on this arm. And for a month, he said, blue face, pink face. Because of me. All right? So, drill is important, and you need to know your left from your right. So everybody needs to do it, okay? That's a pet peeve of Mr. Ron, okay? Everybody needs to do it. I could even make, matter of fact, Fernando Verduzco, our Pathfinder director, went through my drill instructor weekend, okay? Didn't pass the test. Yes, he did. Okay? Let's talk about commands. This is what we're going to talk about a little bit. There's a two-part commands, okay? Preparatory command and the command of execution, okay? Now, it's pretty much self-explanatory. First part of the command is preparing you to do something. The command of execution is to when to execute, okay? That's when to do it. Make sense? That's the way commands are. But that's two-part commands. There's also a combined command, okay? That's when you take both of them and put them together. So you don't say right, face. That's a two-part command. Combined command puts the two together. Fall in, fall out. I'm not going to say fall in, okay? I'm not going to do that. Dismissed. You might hear me say that one. That's my military background. No, dismissed. Okay? But that's a combined command. Okay? It puts the two together. It's basically just a, here, do this. Okay? The next one is directives. I'm going to direct you to do something. It's not got a preparatory, it's not got a command of execution, and it doesn't have a combined command. It's something I want you to do. It's an order given that directs the causes a subordinate leader to take action. In other words, this is what it looks like. Director, take over the club. Counselor, take over your units. Instructors, take over your classes. Okay? I've used that at the camporees. Directors, take over your clubs. Okay? That's a directive. It's just saying, go do this. They're now yours. Okay? Let's talk about stationary drill. That's just kind of silly statement. Stationary drill. Do we know what stationary means? Being stationary. Okay, it's not paper. It's not paper drill. Okay, it's doing it in one place. That's what stationary drill is. And that's what that comment says. And it's how to do it repetitively, and all that kind of stuff, okay? It's basically the stuff we do in place. That's drill. Marching is moving, okay? Drill and marching. That's why we have both. Let's look at some of the commands, or the movements. Position of attention, that's what it looks like. Present arms, that's how it looks. Most of you don't do it that way, okay? Attention, most of you have your feet apart. I guarantee it. Okay? I can see it. I could do an inspection right now, and I would probably get most of you. Right and left face. How many here have never done drill? Be honest. Come on. You've never done drill. Yeah? Okay. It's okay. Are you new to Pathfinders? Say yes, please. Okay. Thank you. Because these are something that's probably obscure to you. But I want to tell you, drill is normal. If you think about drill, you'll mess up. If you just do it, you won't, because we do it every day. If I'm going to stand here and I want to look that direction, I could turn my head. Or if I want to turn that direction, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do right face. Without thinking about it, your body's going to do that. Okay? Because I'm not going to do this. And if I'm walking down the road or walking down a hallway and I change my mind, I'm going to do to rear march. Oh, wait a minute. Okay? I'm going to do it. So you do things. Drill is not some obscure, why do we do this? It's taking the natural and just doing it in a more orderly fashion. Okay? And that's basically what drill is doing the same thing our bodies normally do. Parade rest. Okay? Parade rest. Cover, recover. How many's ever heard of that one? How many's not heard of that one? Cover and recover. Okay. Well, the ones that never heard of drill, that's understandable. At least if you've heard of it, then I'm wondering why. Dress right dress. How many knows how to do that? Okay, how about close interval dress right dress? You heard that one? How about extended interval dress right dress? Ooh, some of you go, that's 2 arms. Why would I use that? For exercise. Okay? That's what that's about. Okay? There's reasons for every movement. Before we get into marching part, I want to tell you a little something about me. Okay? When I teach drill, I want to teach drill so it's fun. Okay? Normally, you've only got 20 minutes to keep the attention of a Pathfinder or a young person. 20 minutes is about their attention span. So you want to do whatever you're going to do in 20 minutes. So in order to expand that, if I have to, I'm going to make it fun. I don't want to go, okay, class, we're going to teach right face today. And I want you to take your right foot, turn it like that. No. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to make it fun, okay? Now, I'm going to teach you how I teach my Pathfinders on the very first time how to do parade rest, okay? I'm going to actually teach you, and you're going to do it as if you're a brand new Pathfinder in my club learning parade rest, okay? Everybody stand up. Put your papers down. You have to do what I do, okay? You have to do what I do. Okay, Pathfinders, we're going to learn parade rest today. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to take your left foot and you're going to step out to the left, shoulder width. Okay, whatever shoulder width is. Don't step like this unless your shoulders are like this. Okay? So whatever shoulder width is, that's how far you step and no more. So here's what I want you to do. Put your feet back together. Remember last week we taught position of attention, so everybody should know attention. Okay? So that's what we're going to do it from. So what I want you to do now is take your left foot and step it out. Bring it back. Step it out. Bring it back. Step it out. Bring it back. Keep going. Don't stop, okay? Don't stop. Stay with me, though. Don't do it on your own cadence, okay? So it's together, out. Together, out. Together, out. Just keep going because I'm going to start talking, okay? Keep going. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your left hand when we step out and do this. And put it down. Up, down. Up, down. Remember, my left hand it looks like my right, but it's your left and it's my left. So don't get confused. So when we step out, our hand goes up. Okay? Step out, our hand goes up. Keep going. Don't stop. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand and do the same thing the left hand is doing. So it's like this. Okay? Keep going. Okay, don't stop. Don't stop. All right. And push, and take it to the top, and then you push. Some of you old people remember what I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah. All right. All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your left hand, and I want you to put it on the shelf that God made. Okay? And that's just below your buttocks. Okay? Your buttocks, some buttocks have bigger shelves than others. Okay? But that's what the buttocks top was made for. It was a shelf to take your left hand, and you're going to put it on it. Okay? Oh, now we're getting a little confusing. Left hand goes back, right hand goes up. Left hand goes back, right hand goes up. Left hand goes back, right hand goes up. We still don't have it. Okay, right hand up, left hand back. Right hand up, left hand back. Right hand up, left hand back. Let's go. Yeah, you got it. All right, keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop, because we're getting there. Now, what do we do with our other hand? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to shake hands with ourselves, but we're going to do it up here first. Okay? We're going to do it right up here first, because you want your left hand with your right hand over top of it. Now, the only way to shake hands with yourself is to do it like this. You can't do it normal, because you got two of the different hands, okay? So now, what I'm going to do is we're going to take both of those hands like that and put it on the shelf when we go to the back, okay? And we're going to go to the back this time, and it goes to the back. It goes up and down and up and back and up and back and up and back and up and back. All right, very good. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay? Your feet together, your hands go up beside you. Okay? When your hands go together, when your feet goes together, your hands go to the side of you. Okay? So it goes here and back. Here and back. Here and back. Well, you guys are a tough crowd. All right? Back. To the side and back. Oh, now we're getting it. All right, we're almost there. All right, and back. And when I say freeze, I want you to freeze. And freeze. Pick you a spot on the wall. Don't look anywhere but the wall. Do not look at the person in front of your head, because you might see a fly land on it. And if you do, you're going to giggle. And I don't want that to happen. Attention. Be seated. All right. That's how I teach parade rest. Now, no. Let me explain to you what just happened. Repetition. Okay? Repetition. Different things, repetition. So the first night I might teach attention, then right face, then left face the third night. But the first night, attention. Second night, attention, review, and right face. Third night, attention, right face, left face. Okay? So repetition, and that's what I do in my parade rest. So anybody sweating? No. I'll give you the dizzy. All right. What also you did is how many giggled? How many of you laughed? Yeah. Because it was fun. You thought it was funny. I was teaching you and you didn't go, oh, here we go. Okay? Even my seasoned Pathfinders would think it's funny. Because here we go again. So they would go right along. Now, by me saying I was in the military, there was something different we did being drill instructors. We just weren't drill instructors all the time. We went to competitions. drill competitions in the military. Us against other Air Force folks, or us against the Marines, or us against the Army, or us against the Navy, or us against the Coast Guard, who really didn't know how. But we went to events like that. And I would go to the events for basic drill. But my specialty was parade rest. That's why I teach that one to you. Because during those times, which they don't do it anymore, is we had one opportunity with the Guinness Book of World Records for the fastest parade rest. Yours truly is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the fastest parade rest. They don't do that anymore, but I'm still in the Guinness Book of World Records. You could find it. You can go online and find it, and you'll see it, okay? But I'm in there, young me, okay? But here's what I'm going to do. Because they don't do it anymore, Guinness Book has said to me, you can give it away. And I'm going to give you the opportunity today to beat me. If you're faster than me, and believe me, I would love to give it away. I've yet to see anybody faster than me, but I'm going to give you the chance. Everybody stand up. No, you got to do it too. Okay, I want you to try to beat me. Okay, everybody stand up. I teach. Hut! Parade, as you were, no cheating. Don't try to get ahead of me. Parade. Rip! I teach. Hut! Yeah, a bunch of slow people. Here we go. Parade, as you were. Parade. Rip! I teach. Hut! Parade, as you were. Parade. Rip! I teach. Hut! Parade. Rip! I teach. Hut! Don't move. Parade, as you were. Parade. Rip! I teach. Hut! Parade. Rip! I teach. Hut! At ease. Be seated. You weren't fast enough. I want honesty. I want honesty. How many of you actually tried to beat me? Seriously, you wanted to beat me. Come on, raise your hand if you really wanted to beat me. Oh, yeah, be honest. Come on. Of course you did. Guess what? I was never in the Guinness Book of World Records. That's why no one's ever beat me. Duh. I'm the one that gets to decide. Now, what did I do? I motivated you. Okay? Those folks that moved before I gave the command, you can say you weren't trying to beat me, but you were. Or you wouldn't have moved fast. Okay? I know. I've seen it 100 times. Or several hundred times. Okay? Now, but Mr. Ron, you just lied to all those kids. No, I told you. Okay? I said it afterwards. That's not a lie. If I'd have never told you and let you believe it and go look it up on Google, then that would have been a lie. I was motivating you. You've got to give these kids a reason, okay? Why do we do it? Why do we have to do that? But let me tell you, my seasoned Pathfinders would go along with the game. You know why? They wanted to see Johnny and Sally to try to beat Mr. Ron. So they would go along too. Oh, yeah, we're going to beat you, Mr. Ron. Okay? They knew. So that's just one way that I do things, okay? You got to make it fun. If you don't, it's going to be boring. And they're going to hate it, okay? Sing songs if you can sing songs. Some of you, if you can't sing, let the kids sing songs, okay? I'm going to tell you a story, and it'll probably get me in trouble. In the military, we sang stories when we marched, okay? We sang songs. Okay, when I came back and I started teaching drill, I taught my kids a song. Okay? And I cleaned it up. Okay? I cleaned it up. And the song goes like this. Jody had big feet, reached from here for Battle Creek. Battle Creek was full of glass. Jody slipped and cut his sound off. 1, 2, sound off, 3, 4. Bring it on down. Okay? Now, did you know what I left out? But I didn't say it. Okay? So I cleaned it up. My director didn't think so. Neither did the mommies and daddies. Okay? So I learned quickly to change the songs completely. You can do Amazing Grace with drill, and it works. How many here knows how to play an instrument or knows music? If you know music, okay? You know what 4/4 time is? That's drill. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay? 4/4 time. That's what drill is. 4/4 time. You can sing Amazing Grace in 4/4 time. I'm not going to do it for you. Okay? I'm not a musician. I very seldom sing out loud. All right, let's talk about marching now. Marching is movements to get the group from one place to the other in an orderly fashion. Okay? Here are some of those. Column right, column left, forward march, to the rear march, right flank, left flank, half right, column half left, column half right. Somebody says, but what about oblique, Ron? It doesn't exist. But I remember my drill instructor said, right oblique, left oblique. Well, no. It's one of those things, okay? It's one of those things. All right? So, do I want to get you out here and march? No. I'm not going to make you march. I'm not taking you outside. I'm sweating already, so I ain't taking you out in the heat. Okay? And some of us old people, we may pass out. Okay? Notice I said it over here. All right? I didn't say it right here because there's too many ladies. And I'm not going to say that. Okay? Now, drill and marching go hand in hand. Okay? You've got to teach it, but you got to teach it fun. All right? There's a lot of kids that like when you go from the cafeteria at the campsite down to the ball field. Okay, everybody just go. We're going to be in the ball field. Okay, they're gone. Do you know where your kids are? Absolutely not. Nope. Johnny and Sally could have made a pit stop because there's woods between the cafeteria and the ball field. I've seen it. Okay? I've caught them. Back in my day, I probably did it. Okay? But don't say probably. I saw you say that. I did do it, okay? All right. But I wasn't going to put that on tape. That's okay. Sorry, I caught you, didn't I? I've only got one eye, and it's over here, and I still saw you. Okay? But drill and marching go hand in hand. If you're going to take your kids, keep them together. It's really good to keep them together. You just don't want them to go, okay? Because they could fall, they could get hurt, and you wouldn't know about it until it's too late, okay? So kind of try to keep them together. It's just a good thing to do. If you want to let them go, well, you better find a young staff member to take off with them, okay? Because us old people ain't going to get there for about 20 minutes, okay? Especially if it's uphill. That's about an hour. Okay? So keep them together. You got to keep them organized. All right. Let's talk flag etiquette. Okay? Let's talk flag etiquette. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. Okay? A lot of my brothers and sisters, not family, but brothers and sisters in the military, have lost their lives for this thing, for your freedom, for my freedom, to allow you to step on the flag if you want to. Do I like it? No, but it gives you the right to do that. Okay? Don't like it? Don't let me see it. But you have the right to do that. Okay? I fought for that. I fought for your right. That's what that means to me, is your right to be free. Okay? Christ died on the cross for your right to be free. I fought for that, for your right to be free. My brothers and sisters did too. And they're fighting today for that as well, and they're dying today for that. So when we talk flag etiquette, it is near and dear to my heart. The United States Code says, and I want to read this to you. The The United States Code is the official subject matter order, compilation of the federal law of a general and permanent nature that our country currently enforces. In accordance with Section 285B of the Title II of the United States Code, the code is compiled by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States House of Representatives. All right. What that says is, although the flag code is not a law, it was put in place by lawmakers. Okay? It's not a law, but it's put in place by the lawmakers. All right? So it's not just something goes, oh, well, that's the flag code. It doesn't matter. That's the flag code. We don't know about the flag code. Doesn't mean anything. Well, it does, especially to us veterans. I'm just going to ask you some questions about flag etiquette. Are you required to destroy the flag if it touches the ground? Are you required to destroy the flag if the flag touches the ground? According to the flag code says no. Just because it touches the ground doesn't mean that it can't be cleaned. If the flag gets dirty, do you know what you do? You wash it. The only time you destroy the flag is if it's unusable. Okay? If it's unusable, torn, tattered, and unusable. It's the only time. Okay? So, no, if it touches the ground, it just touches the ground. But in movies, okay, people freak out because it touches the ground. Well, in the Civil War, you would see the guys running. What did I just do? Oh, yeah, that is the question. Thought I hit the button. All right. You see the guys running with the flag, and they get shot, and they fall down, and somebody comes and scoops it up to keep it from touching the ground. Nope. That's not what it was for. It was so that the soldiers could see the flag was still up. Okay? And they could keep on going. That one gets shot, they'd go down, they'd come by and pick it up. Okay? It's just a symbol of we're still going. We're not done. Okay? So, just because it gets dirty doesn't mean you can't wash it. That just becomes, if it becomes tattered, you would want to take care of it. How are unserviceable flags destroyed? By burning? Nope. I will never burn a flag. I will cremate a flag, but I will not burn a flag. Okay, that's the difference. All right? Because the flag represents the living soul of the United States, as if it was a living entity. That's what the flag code says. Okay, so we should respect it as if it's a living entity. Didn't say it is a living entity. It says we should treat it as it if one, because it represents all those that are fighting for it and have died for it. Okay, so we cremate it. We do a cremation, not a burning. That's why when somebody burns the flag, it makes me mad. When they retire the flag and they cremate it, it doesn't bother me. I've done it. We've done it at Camporee. We may be doing it again, okay? I've got one of these giant monster flags, you know, the ones you see on the big super giant flagpole. I've got one of them from McKee Bakery. Again, we've retired one. We've got another one. The top of the flag and the bottom of the flag, just the part that goes against the pole, touches the top of the pole and hits the bottom of the pole. That's how big the flag is. It took 60 people to hold it, okay? We're going to try to retire one of those at a Camporee. I don't know when, but soon, okay? We will retire it, and we'll take it, and we will, for lack of word, we will burn it, but it's a cremation service, okay? And it is a service. We hold a service. If you've never done a flag retirement ceremony, I suggest you do one. Do it for the community. You can go out on my website, drillandmarching.info, and there is the script to do one, drillandmarching.info. So, how do we destroy it? Flag code says, and I won't read that to you either. You can read it later. But I basically told you. On June 14 is Flag Day. Let me tell you what some clubs do that are around the country, some Boy Scouts, some Girl Scouts. They'll take an old U.S. Postal Service mailbox, one of them great big, big tanks that you open up and drop your mail in back in the old days. Okay, they take those and they repaint it and they put flag disposal on it. And they let people know, they put it in the paper. If you have a flag you want to get rid of, bring it and drop it in there. We will dispose it for you properly. It's something you're doing for the community, and you can actually put it in the paper, and it'll recognize you as somebody to go to. If you don't want to do it, the American Legion, the VFW, they will do that for you as well. Okay, but just don't throw your flag in the fire pit. Yes.
Would they give us a flag so that we can do that for our children?
Yes. Yes. I have a box full of them.
So we ask
You could. I mean, if you're near me, I'll give you one, but if you're not, I can't. I'm not going to mail you a tattered flag. I mean, just kind of icky for me to put. That'd be like me sending you my uncle. All right, here's another question for you. Is it proper to fly the flag 24 hours a day? Is it okay?
if it's lit.
If it's lit. If it's got a light on it. Okay, if it's got a light on it, you can fly it 24 hours a day. What if it's cloth? What if it's a cotton flag? Can I fly it 24 hours a day? No. I got to take it down if it starts to rain. Okay? And I got to take it down at night whether it's lit or not because of the dew. Okay? You don't want it to get wet. It's cotton. It'll run. It'll look icky. So you got to take care of it. If it's polyester, it'll fly. You can fly it 365 days a year as long as you have it lit at night. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay. Well, we got time for questions here in a minute anyway. Okay. What is the penalty for the physical desecration of a flag? Ooh. In other words, you spit on it, you step on it, you burn it. What's the penalty? Is there a penalty? Is there a penalty for desecrating a flag? There are currently no penalties for physically desecrating a flag.
They should be sent out of the country.
Is that true also in the military?
No. You'll be shot. You might as well just hang it up. You're going to Leavenworth if you do that in the military. But no, I mean, you can step on the flag, nobody can do anything to you. Now, legally, somebody can't do anything to you. Legally, all right, because the law doesn't say they have to.
Even if they suggested something in the code, they couldn't really enforce it. It's not a code. It's not a law. It's a code. Right?
It's not in the code. Well, the code says you can be punished, okay, just because the code said it's not a law, okay, and there is no law that says you can be sent to jail or anything, okay?
But that kind of mirrors like the gospel of Christ in a way,
It does. It really does.
because Christ is offering something to us for free, and we can either spit on it or we can
Yep, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's your choice. I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that right there. Now I'll just stop there because the bad part of Ron was about to come out, and we don't want that to happen. All right. Here's where you get to throw the questions at me about drill and marching and all of its facets. Do I know everything? No. Am I the conference drill master? No. Are you the club drill master? You are not. I don't care what you say. You don't know it all. And to me, a master knows it all. Okay? I'm a drill instructor. Okay? I will never claim that I've ever in the military, I wasn't a drill master. I was a drill instructor. Okay? So if I know it all, that means if you ask me a question, I know the answer. If I do something, it's going to be right. No. I'm an old man. I forget stuff. Okay? I have to go look at the book, just like you would. Questions? Come on, I know you have some. You held a question a minute ago. Where was the question? You had a question. I said, hang on to that question.
Just representations of the flag.
Okay. If it looks like a flag, it's a flag. Okay? If it looks like a flag, it's a flag. If it's a patch and it looks like a flag, it's a flag. Okay? You can't tell me different. If it's blue and there's stars over here and there's red and white stripes, that's not a flag. Bunting, you know what bunting is? The decorations, that's not a flag. Okay? That's bunting. It's not a flag. It's got the colors, but it's not a flag. Okay? What got me the most was in the 70s and 80s with people putting the American flag right here. Okay? That means they were sitting on it. I didn't like it. Okay? A lot of times I wanted to go pants people. Okay? Just because I didn't want you doing that. I don't like seeing the flag fly on people's clothing. To me, it's disrespectful. The only time you'll see it is on the shoulder of military, firemen, firewomen, fire people, whatever. What is the proper for that? What is the proper for fireman? Firefighter, okay. On a firefighter or a police officer, okay? That's the only people that are authorized to wear it on their sleeve or on their uniform. United States, we don't wear the flag here. In other countries, they do. Mongolia, the Mongolian flag is here. Korea, the Korean flag is here. Okay, we don't do that because it's not appropriate to wear it on your clothing. Okay? And
That's a question my kids ask. Why does the military flag appear to be backwards on the...
okay,
I've looked up the answer, but...
it's because we don't retreat.
Because we don't retreat.
It's always flying forward. Okay. Well, when we're going forward, we're going forward. We don't ever go backwards. That's what it stands for. Okay. How about putting a flag, Pathfinder Sabbath, we're going to put the American flag right here on there, and so you could see the flag, and I'm going to set my laptop. Is that okay? Put the flag right there, just hang it across there. Can I do that? No, even if it doesn't touch the ground. You know why? The answer is no, because it's being used as a drapery. The flag is never to be used as a drapery, to drape it over a table. If it's hanging on this wall, it's not a drapery. It's a flag. Okay?
What if it's just hanging in front, not a draping?
As long as it's hung like a flag, yeah, it's okay. But not if I'm going to possibly lay my laptop on top of it. Okay? Or if half of it's over there and half of it's over here, no, it's a drapery. Okay?
So it can hang, but it can't be draped.
Yes. It can hang either direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. The blue field has to be at the top left. Okay? As long as it's at the top left. Yes. What if it's upside down? What does that mean? What if the flag's upside down? It means you're in distress. So if somebody's got you captured in your house, go outside, bring down the flag, turn it over, run it back up, put it in, and go back in the house. The only time you do that is if you're on a ship or if you're in a fort, okay? I don't think I've ever seen it. Now, I have seen the Canadian flag upside down. That was during a ball game. The United States flew during the World Series. The United States military carried the American and the Canadian flag out, and the Canadian flag maple leaf was upside down during the World Series. Yeah. Was that a military faux pas or what? Yeah. Next time, if I'd have been a Canadian, when we'd have went to Canada, the American flag would have been flipped upside down. It just would have been, just me. All right? Yes, question?
Regarding the Christian flag,
Yes.
is there some,
Etiquette?
suggestion or etiquette around using that during Pathfinder opening services?
The American flag flies higher than any flag. That's the code. Hang on.
I noticed you didn't have a Christian flag on your thing, you had a Pathfinder.
Yes. the American flag flies higher than any flag. That's what it says, the code says. If you see the Christian flag on a flagpole here, it'll be the same height as the American flag. Okay? Because I'm torn. Which one's more important to me? The Christian flag is a flag. Okay? That's what it is. It's a flag. It doesn't represent Christ. Okay? The cross does that for me. And although it's got a cross on it, it's a flag. It represents a organization, a Christian organization. Okay? But I will fly it at the same height just because that's me. Is that right? I'm not going to say that. That's Ron's thing. Okay? I can't battle that one. I don't want to battle that one. Now, if American flag, I said I was going to get to this. American flag, where's it at? On the right-hand side. Always.
Your right.
On the right-hand side, always, facing the crowd. Whether it's on the platform or whether it's on the floor, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that's your right. Ours would be left.
Stage
because
right.
we're facing
It's the speaker's right,
exactly.
whether it's on the platform or on the floor. In the old code, if it was the audience's flag, it would be on the audience's right. Okay? On the floor. If it was on the floor, it became the audience's flag, and it would be on the right-hand side. If it was up on the platform, it's the speaker's flag, and it becomes on the right-hand side. The code changed. Now it's always on the right because people were fighting about it. Oh, no, that's on the platform. No, that's not on the platform. Yes, it is. It goes over there. Now it goes over there. So it's now always over here. Always now. Okay? It's always to the right of all other flags. When you're carrying it and marching, it's always to the right of all flags. Then it's the Christian flag. Okay? Then it's the state flags. Tennessee is always first, followed by North Carolina and then Georgia. Alabama, we don't carry. But the way it goes is the American flag, the Christian flag. If you're carrying state flags, it's the first state that entered the Union. Okay? And then the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. Unfortunately, here, it's Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, I think. Yeah, that's the order. I don't know about Alabama, sorry. We'll have to look that up. Got a county in Alabama. Okay, yes? Yes. If you're displaying it with multiple flags, it goes in the middle. Yes. On flag poles, outside. Okay? The Pathfinder flag goes to the extreme left. Okay? Because it's an organizational flag, it goes to the left of the color guard. Yes? Can we order the drill manual through Advent Source? The answer is no. You have to order it from me. I have multiple copies here. Now, here's time for advertising. Next month, we have Drill Instructor Weekend. Okay? We hold a Drill Instructor Weekend every year for TLTs that want to learn to be drill instructors, for your drill instructor, for staff that might want to be a drill instructor, for master guides that are working on master guide if they need drill training. We hold a weekend. Okay, we cover the entire drill manual. If you want to see the drill manual, it's out at the table. On the far left of the table, you'll see a copy of it there. It's $15 here during the conference. You can see me after Sabbath or tomorrow. It's $15. And the price is on the flyer. Yes. We have general session in 5 minutes. Then you don't have it until I get there. Yeah, it's until if you want me to send it to you, it's plus shipping. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to go to go to the Pathfinder weekend, sign up. If Pathfinder, that's below 18, you have to bring a chaperone. Okay? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign these things. I'm going to leave them on this table because I want you guys to go on to the general session in just a minute. Okay, I want to thank you for being part of the class. Before we leave, Pathfinders teach. Hut! Parade, rest. Pathfinders, come to prayer attention. Father God, thank you for this time we could pause. We pray as you give us this Sabbath day that we remember it's your day. It's the day you created for us. Lord, we pray as we use drill that we don't take it to our glory, we take it to your glory. Lord, we love you, we praise you, we give you all the glory in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior. And everyone said, amen. I teach. Hut! Ball out.